Welcome to KubbyTV and another episode. And this episode, we're going to take a look at the business of cannabis. We have in our studios the president of Hemp Inc., David Tobias. But before we get to David, a little background on Hemp Inc. Now, right here, this is Bruce Perlowan, the notorious drug smuggler who was an honorable drug smuggler. He never engaged in violence. He never ratted out any of his people. When he was caught, he did his time. And now he's become a real leader within the cannabis movement. In fact, it was Bruce and I that kind of tied each other the same week, becoming the first two companies within a week of each other to go public and to take cannabusiness and cannaculture into mainstream business community. So Bruce has brought a vision, and David has been implementing that vision. David is the guy that I go to when I have something that I want to do with Hemp Inc. We're doing some cosmetics together, and you'll find out about that in just a minute. But let's start out by asking David, what's new with Hemp Inc.?
The latest news is that we have 108 acres of hemp planted in Gansu province, northwest China, with a Chinese company as a contract grow. The crop is nearing harvest. We feel we're within actually 2 weeks of harvest per my visit yesterday to their Redwood City headquarters for Yashang Group. And my understanding is it's going to be 2 weeks past that until we can get the seeds out of the harvest and into some containers so that we can prepare them for eventually being milled into hemp hearts. The hemp hearts has become what I believe the optimal hemp seed product. They're available in places as diverse as Costco, Whole Foods, to your local health food store in most states. So we believe that the hemp hearts is going to be a good seller. It's a great product. Put it on your salad, put a little hemp oil over it. It adds body, taste, and more importantly, protein to your salads. Just a great product.
Now, David, you and I have signed a contract agreement between our respective companies, Hemp Inc. on your side, Kush on my side, to develop some pretty revolutionary cosmetics. And I'd like you to take a minute and explain how we're going about this together and what we hope to achieve in the field of hemp cosmetics.
The line of cosmetics that Kush will be offering to consumers is organic when possible, naturally gathered when not. It'll include hemp oil and a proprietary blend of herbs. And the products will be a skin lotion, a face cream, a lip balm, and 2 different formulas for pain relief in a roll-on applicator that they're effective, tried and true, basic ingredients in the formulas, but we think with the proprietary mix, it's going to be a really great product.
Well, that sounds great, but any successful plan has to include distribution. I'd like you to take a minute and talk about how Hemp Inc. is going to be distributing these unique cosmetics.
We have a joint venture on a great domain name, hemp.com. Hemp.com is currently undergoing a dynamic makeover. I'm not sure of the exact timeline, but hemp.com will have a whole new look sooner than later. And I think that's going to be a great marketplace for the Kush products. We also have another website that Hemp Inc. is building out, and I think that's going to be another spot. We also have some salespeople that are ready to take the product. I have them in 2 states right now, as well as some initial health food stores that are ready to put the product on the shelf as soon as it's available to be shipped, which we assume will be within 30 days. So I would say shipping will begin in October at the latest.
Of course, the big secret, the thing that makes these cosmetics so exciting is going to be our including CBD, which has extraordinary healing powers. I mean, CBD has been shown to heal skin cancer. What do you think it'll do for age spots and sun damage? It's going to repair them. It's going to restore that damage and make it look youthful again. And all the things that other cosmetics can only promise, we'll have scientific studies to show that our cosmetics will actually perform. They'll actually turn the damaged skin into healthy skin once again. So, David, what's your perspective on CBD and cosmetics?
CBD, of course, could be a breakthrough in skincare as well as it is in treatment for seizures, MS. It seems to be very good treatment for a whole score of maladies. And as a skincare additive, we feel like it has a great potential for blemish-based precancerous nodes, etc. We're very excited about the possibility of CBDs in the skincare line.
Of course, everyone's talking this week about Eric Holder and his announcement by the Justice Department. As activists, we're not really that excited by what's going on, but I know in business, the spin can often be different. So what are you seeing from a business standpoint as a result of these announcements by Eric Holder and the Department of Justice?
One day later, past the Attorney General's statement, Hemp Inc. traded, I believe it was a record amount of shares. This is about 130 million shares traded over the counter. And that tells me that our investors, the public, believes in the statements coming out of Washington that they are going to let the states determine their own laws and their own rights. And the only time, to my understanding, that the federal government will step in is if there's a violation of a half a dozen mandates they put, such as transport to a non-medical state, sales to minors, etc. It's fantastic news that I'm sure everybody has been waiting for a really long time, as evidenced by that big day on the market. We reached levels that we hadn't reached price per share for months, and of course a huge amount of volume. And I think the following day the federal government also stated that they wouldn't be as apt to prosecute banks for money laundering for handling dispensaries' funds. It's really great news, and I think it's going to impact our company positively because investors are going to be more secure that our company is going to be able to flourish in the light of new laws. We're positioned early in the fray, and I think that it's evidence that our stock is on an upward binge right now, and I do believe that there's going to be more statements coming out of law enforcement about the futility of the war on drugs and ending it sooner again rather than later. And our stock, along with the entire sector, is going to be positively impacted by that. And once we get our bottom lines straightened out, once we get our spin-off spun off, and the other things that we've been working at diligently, none of this comes easy, by the way. This is all lawyer-driven, a lot of hours, a lot of adversity from the SEC, from FINRA, on a lot of these small cap companies. So it's a challenge, but we are going to move forward. We feel we're going to persevere. And in light of these current rulings, you know, the sky's the limit.
Well, that about wraps it up for another episode of Cubby TV. Special thanks to my guest, David Tobias of Hemp Inc. This has been Steve Cubby, Cubby TV. Join us again tomorrow, right here, same place, same time. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Proximity.